right, let's dive right into this incredible story. It's set right on the brink of the First Opium War, and it's a tale of just staggering ambition, a fortune that appears out of nowhere, and the absolutely terrible price one man pays for his dream. So, picture this. It's May 1840. We're in a cathedral in Calcutta. A young British merchant, John Trader, is completely drowning in debt. The opium market is collapsing, and he's at a total crossroads, especially about whether to pursue the woman he loves. So he makes this fateful prayer. And then, just moments later, he thinks he gets it, his sign. He spots that very woman, Agnes Lomond, passing by outside in a carriage. So what does he do? He scrambles over to this huge, heavy sash window, desperate to heave it open and call out to her. To get a wave back, a confirmation from fate itself. But this is where it all goes horribly wrong. As he's wrestling with this massive window, the ancient ropes holding it just snap. The entire frame, this heavy curtain of wood and glass, comes crashing down on him like a guillotine. So yeah, he got a sign, all right? But it wasn't some gentle nod from the heavens. It was a moment of brutal physical mutilation that would change his life and his face forever. To really get what's happening here, to understand this tragedy, we've actually got to rewind just a few weeks. We need to explore the world John Trader was living in, a world that made him who he was, a man totally driven by desperation, ambition, and a powerful, hidden past that shaped his every single move. Okay, so let's set the scene. It's early 1840. The whole British merchant community in Calcutta is basically on the verge of collapse. And why? Because one man in China, Commissioner Lin Zexu, has launched this incredibly aggressive anti-opium campaign, and it's just crippled their main source of income. For guys like John Trader, bankruptcy isn't just a possibility. It's right around the corner. So this is John Trader's world. On one hand, you've got his situation. He is just buried in crippling debt, and the future looks incredibly grim. But then, who is this guy? Well, his friends see him as this proud, ambitious dreamer. But underneath all that, he's a loner, and that was forged by this really dark childhood trauma, a secret he has carried with him his entire life. This quote from Trader's senior partner, Benjamin Oddstack, it just lays bare the cold, hard logic of the time. He lets traders in on a huge secret. Britain isn't just going to sit back and watch its profits dry up. Nope, Lord Palmerston is quietly putting together a naval force to go to China and protect the empire's bottom line, by any means necessary. This really gets to the heart of how they saw themselves. These merchants, they don't think of themselves as common criminals. They've got this cynical little nickname for themselves, British pirates. It's their way of justifying their illegal smuggling operations as something noble. All in the name of free trade and imperial glory. Just when things couldn't look worse for Trader, when he's right on the edge of giving up completely, his entire world gets turned upside down by a single letter that arrives from London. His partner in London, this guy they call the Old Devil, has been playing the markets, speculating on the super volatile tea trade. And man, did he hit the jackpot. He's managed to score a massive profit for their firm, £75,000. That is a truly colossal, life-changing sum of money back then. So Trader's personal cut? £25,000. Bam! Just like that, his debts are gone and he's got thousands to spare. But that's not even the craziest part. His partners, they were so impressed with how he handled himself during the Canton crisis, they promote him to a full, equal partner. Overnight, he goes from this struggling nobody to a coming man in Calcutta society. So he's rich now, he's respected. What's next for a guy like John Trader? Well, his ambition locks onto a new target. He sets his sights on what he believes will complete his transformation, marrying a woman named Agnes Lomond. You see, for Trader, Agnes is so much more than just a woman. She represents, she's the key to a world he has always been desperate to get into, a world of security, of old family status, of tradition. He sees her as the antidote to everything his own traumatic childhood was missing. He literally calls her his holy grail. She embodies his ultimate dream, which is all wrapped up in this idea of buying a Scottish estate. To him, that's the ultimate symbol of the settled aristocratic life he now believes his new money can buy him. And Agnes, she gives him just enough encouragement to make him think this whole fantasy is actually possible. He latches onto her words.
taking them as yet another sign, a confirmation that their union is basically destiny.
And that brings us right back to where we started, the moment after that window came crashing down. This is where John Trader's romantic dream smacks head-on into a horrifying new reality.
So he's recovering, right? It's a long process, and Agnes starts visiting him every single day. To him, this is proof. This is real love. And her family, who are now very aware of his new fortune, they reluctantly agree to an engagement. But Trader knows, before they can get married, she has to see the full, terrible truth of his injury.
So he does it. He sets up this moment of truth. He removes the eye patch, and he reveals not just a missing eye, but this disfigured, scarred hollow, a crazy paving of ugly scars. This, he finally understands, this is the sign he prayed for.
And what's Agnes's reaction? It isn't compassion. It isn't love. It's just horror. Pure physical repulsion. Her dream of a Scottish estate is now suddenly attached to this nightmarish vision.
But her mother sets her straight real quick. She reminds her daughter in no uncertain terms that this is a transaction. Her duty now is to tolerate the scar, to accept the blemish. It's the non-negotiable price she has to pay for the wealth, the status, and that Scottish estate she wants so badly.
So in the end, John Trader got the sign he prayed for. He got a fortune that was beyond his wildest dreams. But it came at the cost of a physical disfigurement that stripped away every last illusion. It revealed the cold, hard transaction at the very heart of his ambition. And maybe at the heart of the Empire's too.